Welcome back, it's Shivas, to a very special Spoilercast for The Life is Strange Two Colors. I'm one of your hosts, Elijah, sitting across from me, ready to spoil. Alex,
Yes,
how are you?
I am fantastic.
I've brought you here today to do a special conversation about Life is Strange Two Colors. Now, you and I both have extensive knowledge in this video game. We've played almost all the entries, whereas you've only missed out on the second one. But you have played all the other entries. I have played all of them, beaten them all. I think I've 1,000 all. No, I know I've 1,000 all of them. So we've gotten all the achievements. You have gotten all the achievements of the ones you played.
Yes.
All the expansive stuff. So we're huge fans of the game. So I'm ready to talk about this. Let's get in. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into this, Alex. So, of course, developed by Deck 9. If that sounds familiar, this is, of course, the people behind Life is Strange Before the Storm. Of course, not the ones who created the first Life is Strange, which is Alex. You know, a little bit of trivia for you. You know the first one?
Why you gotta do this to me? Because I can never remember that on top of my head.
Don't Nod.
Don't Nod.
Yep.
Okay, I was about to say.
Don't Nod made both Life is Strange 1 and 2. Deck 9 gets Before the Storm, and, of course, True Colors. We're, of course, released September 10th. We're recording September 16th. So we did want to get this out as quickly as possible. Alex just beat it about a day ago. Does that sound right?
I believe so, yeah. I 1,000 it, I believe, yesterday around noonish. Yeah.
Okay. And, this game, of course, directed by Zach Garris. Performance director was Webb Pickersgill. Jonathan Zimmerman, the narrative director. The writing, the actual staff writers, Ryan Clements, the senior staff writer, Elise Kahn, a couple other writers, Mallory Linton, DeAndre Warwick. And then we have the voice. I'm going to do the main characters. Alex Chen, voiced by Erica Mori. Han Soto, voiced by Gabe Chen. Eric Emery, Ryan Lucan, Katie Bentz, Steph Gingrich. And then, spoilers, our antagonist, played by Stephen Fuller Austin, a.k.a. Jed Lucan. Alex, there's not a way... So Life is Strange is one of those games where you could attack it from any side. You can go straight into the ending, which is always almost the most interesting parts of the Life is Strange because of the decisions that they end you with. Or we can go choice by choice. I'm thinking we're going to start light. Let's start light a little bit with the choices. And then we're going to kind of go into the ending. Because first off, I want to start the conversation with our main character, Alex Chen. Fantastic. Sucked me in the moment I met her. From this bus stop, takes one step off, we meet Gabe Chen. Such a fun experience. First off, a fun character. I don't know about you, Alex. I walked into this game knowing absolutely nothing. I knew Alex was the main character, and I knew Gabe at some point was murdered, although I will say the marketing very much made it sound like he was murdered, as in, like, killed. Like, someone murdered him. Versus he died kind of indirectly. Like, you can argue he was murdered, but, you know, it was more of an indirect manslaughter, if you will.
Yeah.
But that first chapter, and of course, unlike other Life is Strange, this is one full game we play all together.
Yes,
of course, Life is Strange 1, Before the Storm, and 2. Or, I guess not Before the Storm. Before the Storm was episodic.
Yeah, no, that one, it was episodic, and you got the episodes... I don't remember if it was completely or if you got them a lot quicker than what 2 did. That's why 2 didn't catch me, because it was just the amount of time it took each episode to come out. It's just
yeah, and I'm actually very, very, very happy that they changed pace with this one, although keeping the chapter format, which I do love, because it does give you kind of a more natural stop point, almost like a TV show or movie, where it's kind of like an intermission. They're like, hey, that's the end of chapter 1, and, you know, it ends very dramatically.
It always feels like the Telltale games, like, you know, like when something big happens and then it goes boom.
The one thing I want to bring up is the end of episode 2. That felt like most like a TV show, where you're seeing everyone happy with all the things floating away, and then you see Diana. Oh, really quickly.
God.
Fuck Diana.
Everybody comment down below who hates her.
Hate Diana very clearly.
Oh,
Very,
I
very,
didn't
very.
like
At
her.
first, felt bad for her. At first, I felt very bad for her. She was in the wrong place, wrong time. She got a really good job at this corporate-esque place, probably
I
getting
didn't
paid
like
very
her as soon as I met her
well.
with Ducky.
Again, I felt bad for her. She was in the middle of this essentially murder, almost like again manslaughter, but it says you killed someone. Someone died because of you. But then she starts defending it, and I'm like, nope, it's over. It's over. And then she gets real scummy, really fast. Real scummy, really fast.
Sure.
But that's neither here nor there. So the first episode, Alex, first chapter, not really much to talk about with choices. Although I do want to know what was your actual vibe, because for the uninitiated, these are Spoilercasts, but they're also kind of a review discussion. This is just us kind of talking about with what we thought about the game. So, what did you think with that first chapter?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I mean, I like the atmosphere, like the small town thing. She's the new girl in town. So right off the bat, like I enjoyed Alex's character.
Yep, me too.
And it's just like coming from like, oh, she she doesn't know anybody, nobody liked her in the past town, and coming to a new town starting fresh.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, kind of understand that feeling too, so I kind of so I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I get it. You actually kind of experienced that yourself, so I actually see that. I didn't even think about that, but that's a good point to bring up. I enjoyed as soon as I saw her too, because two things with the Alex Chen character that I really like. One, we get her finding a family, whereas before she had nothing. It was foster, going from home to home. Some people not liking her, so kicking her out. Some just being like, I wasn't ready to have a kid. I don't know why I agreed to this, and she had to leave. And then she went to juvie for a little while. Two, I love that she had the power.
Oh yeah,
I love that from the get-go, we're told she has these powers. She doesn't know how they work. She just kind of feels a feeling when someone is very strongly feeling that feeling. And I love that we get that very quick, this is how it happens. You completely understand. And it's that great introduction when Mac punches Gabe at the very chapter 1.
Oh.
And we get that, first off, we just mow Mac down. Just mow him down. She just feels the anger, lets it overwhelm her, and she just beat. And this dude's terrified of you for the rest of the game. Speared him. Yeah, and I love that this guy just terrified of you the rest of the game, because you just beat him to nothing, and he had to like crawl away, like. And what did you? The Gabe character. We didn't get to experience him much.
Oh, I liked his vibe already, and I enjoyed that he wasn't too pushy on certain things. So, like for example, in the first, I believe, the first chapter when he on the roof when she tells him about the powers.
God, that was so refreshing.
It's
when he was like, "Oh, that's really cool."
Quick sidebar: do you like that only one person referred to it as an empath? Steph was the only one who said, "Oh, we got an empath." That's the only person who ever said those words. Alex and Ryan was like the only time I was like, "Oh, these abilities or something." Nobody ever says anything about an empath.
I can see why that would bother you, although I wouldn't think Gabe and Ryan are the most. That was a nice way of saying this. They don't seem very smart. They seem smart in their own particular ways. But
I see what you mean.
Steph had that specific knowledge. Yeah, well, Steph had that specific knowledge of comics and things like that, where she knows for sure. Oh, this is I assume she read some comic book with a similar thing, and she just knew. Oh, you're an empath, or you have an empathic like power, or something like that. That's what I gathered from it. But
it's weird
I read
to me
too much into stuff.
Well, to me, it's weird because Alex doesn't even refer to herself as an empath either. She just says that she's different.
Yeah, she's different. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, it's like she still doesn't kind of like accept them at some points.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I never thought about it, but she clearly doesn't like the powers, but she uses them when she needs to. which I think is a gray area line thing that I think the game navigates almost perfectly, with some exceptions. But I do think she very clearly was like, I don't like doing this, but when it happens, I feel like I have to do it. For instance, Charlotte. Let's just go into this. I want to talk about it. So with Charlotte, since we're getting into the empathic abilities already, she finds out that she can steal her emotion.
She can take away.
She can take an emotion away from someone.
Yeah.
And with my choice specifically, I don't know how that happens with Charlotte. I picked because that scene was so, first off, really well done.
I did.
So you did take it.
I took it.
You took it. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have questions, but first,
we have two different. Yeah.
First, I like her recognizing, like, maybe I should take this, and then the second is like, but like, will that hurt her more? Like, I love the unknown. We don't know, and I feel like most people. I don't know if this is what happened to you, Alex. I feel like most people think, I use my power, that means it's good, right? Like, that means that's the good option because I'm using my power to aid someone. And in this specific situation where she has to deal with this by herself. First off, this scene is very tense and very sad because she's essentially admitting that she cannot look at her son anymore without hating him. That was a very intense scene.
That's the thing that I didn't like about Charlotte. That scene made me not like her as much anymore because of that. Like, I understand, this all happens, and like, you're mad at Gabe, you're mad at Alex, but like, I understand you could be upset with the son, but it's he's your son. It's not like can you really say that to someone and be like, yeah, I can't look at my son the same, I hate him? No, I mean, like, I don't enjoy that.
I don't either. She did it, and I don't know. I guess you didn't see the scene. Or maybe you did. I don't know.
And honestly, that's why I took it away.
To try and help her process with her son.
Yes, and because I didn't want her to hate her son. So I chose it for that would help it. Yeah.
That's interesting because it has almost that, I don't know what effect it has later in the game, but it seems like the positive, I'm going to put this in quotes, positive. We don't really know what happens to these characters. You're just assuming something is positive because they align with you at the end. But it seems like the positive outcome is not helping her because she sides with you at the end, which you could figure out like, okay, well, maybe that's the good option. I don't know. I think a lot of this, I think rightly so, is up for interpretation in many ways. I wanted to leave her with that anger and confusion because I feel like she has to deal with that. She has to deal with.
No, since we're talking about Charlotte, because our endings were different.
Yep.
Does she mention anything at all at the end that she still hates her son, or does she feel better about it? Because your ending goes different than mine.
When she aligns with me when I am accusing Jed, I forget what the specific language is, but I want to say she walks up and is like, I believe her because she. What's the word she uses? Achievers, if you know, please comment below. We're always in the comments, so I'll get a notification and I'll thank you in a corrections video in the next week. But I want to say she says something to the likes of like she hears people out or something. Like she listened to me and she helped, because when you don't help her, she walks away and she goes, "Look, it's rough right now, but you're not a bad mother because you're still taking care of the child." This is because there's two things you can say. There's words mean, or your thoughts mean everything, or your actions speak for your speak louder than your mind does. Yeah, I'm boggling this down, but that's essentially what boils down. And I picked your actions are going to speak. And picking that specific choice, talking to her, she Alex describes, hey, you're having bad thoughts, but your actions with your son is what matters. You're taking care of him. You're not abusing him. You're not, shouting at him. You're not taking this out on him, but you are having these internal feelings that you're gonna have to figure out. And she leaves. And then later on, she kind of brings up the fact like, hey, that that seemed to help, and she seems better. Again, we don't really get full resolutions of these characters. We kind of just leave them.
The dad does Ethan's dad does pick him up still, right? That's just still part of this. Is that still part of the game?
Oh yeah, because that's how you talk to Charlotte. Yeah, because remember, Ethan, make sure. Yeah, gets picked up before that. Oh, and he's already gone, and she's chiseling at the thing, like trying to making her art and stuff. So, but yeah, that still happened. And as far like I said, she sides with me. Did she say anything interesting? What did she say to you?
She didn't say. Yeah, you talking about the ending?
Yeah, when she's like doesn't believe you. Like, what does she say?
She didn't side with me because when we're all in this and Alex looks at Charlotte and she's like, Charlotte, help me out here. Charlotte's like, anytime you're around someone, or like I think what was it that she said? She said something about that there's something wrong with this. It's she pretty much said something's wrong with you. And now there's something wrong with me, and like she's saying, pretty much anybody that goes around you, something
that
bad
makes
happens.
sense. And so she puts one and one together. Like, I was going through something, and you immediately ate it. I don't. And okay, so that caused the confusion. That's interesting. I kind of like that. So
she doesn't like me because she was like, now I'm like, because she's like,
she's like, I'm broke.
She's like, something's wrong with me now, and because of you.
Huh. Okay. All right. That's interesting.
Which is weird because does that mean now she will never have the emotion of anger? Like ever now?
No, probably not. But I would assume it's not that drastic. I assume you're taking it from that one point, but maybe it's so drastic.
It's one thing. It's weird because they never specified or they never even thought about looking at it. Alex can take away the emotion. They never tried giving it back.
So maybe I'm making this up, and I probably am. I thought I watched a trailer that said you would be able to manipulate their emotion. So if someone was sad, you could make them happy, but you kind of do because you can learn why they're sad and then fix
and you
it.
help them.
But I thought it more literally. Like,
you mean you can change it?
Yeah, you can literally fix someone's mental state in some way. Mm-hmm. But I think I just took that too literally. Sticking with Charlotte. Did you sign the affidavit? Of course, this is in chapter 2 at the very beginning when you go to her shop. She asks you, Gabe's death. Typhon is asking me to, or Typhoon. Am I saying that right? Typhon. Thank you. I knew I wasn't saying it right. Typhon says, if I sign this is a lot of money.
You get a lot of money. No, so I told her no. I told her
yes.
Don't sign it.
I told her yes. To sign it? If I had more context to what the game was going to be about, I would have said no. I didn't know we were going after Typhon.
So did she sign it?
So
no, you gave her an opinion. You gave her your opinion. You should sign it, but did she actually sign it?
No. So at the end of the game, when she stands up for you, Diana goes, "Remember our agreement?" And she goes, "I'm not taking any of your fucking money," is what she says.
Ooh.
So I think she doesn't end up signing it, or maybe she signs it, but there's something else she has to sign or something. But
who knows? Yeah, because I was gonna say I told her not to.
I told her to. Again, this was before I figured it. I thought this was. I was like, first off, Gabe would have wanted her to take the money.
And that's what I said. I was like, take care of your son. That's what matters. But then I'm like, something's wrong. No, not doing this.
Again, if I had more greater context, I would have been like, no, I'm going after them. That could fuck this entire.
That's what I was like.
The whole game, Alex, I was worried I completely ruined the game because I told her to sign that. I thought I completely botched the ending because I thought we were going to get to the end and she was going to be like a star witness, like, hey, one of our witnesses. And they're like, no, she signed an affidavit. And she cannot come up here because she agreed she is not pressing charges. And that's like one key thing I'm going. I thought that was going to be like a legal battle we were going to have to do or something.
And see, that's how I felt when I took her emotion. I thought when I took her emotion, she was gonna sign it afterwards because she would be mad. She can't be mad.
She wasn't be mad. She
would just sign it, and then that would be against me at the end. But yeah, that wasn't the case.
Alex, one of the most powerful things in the game is some side thing. One of my favorite moments we're gonna get to later, but The character Eleanor. First off,
Yes.
a very sad thing is happening. Sure, she's experiencing dementia. One cool thing you can do though is you can help her piece out through it, and in this chapter, now you do have a choice of either saying to Riley, "Hey, Grandma has dementia," or B, keeping her secret. I kept the secret throughout the whole game. What did you do?
I kept the whole secret.
Okay. I don't know what
It
happened.
wasn't
I'm pretty
secret
sure.
to tell.
Yeah, that's how I saw it too. I originally, so I was not gonna say it the whole time. The only time I second guessed myself was at the bus stop because she was going to leave, and I went.
I called you to talk about it.
She was going to leave, and I was like,
I don't want her to leave.
I should tell her.
I got a little greedy, and I was like, I don't want her to leave though. So,
She was a cool character,
Yeah.
but I was like, I should probably tell her, and I put the cursor on it, and I went. And I was like, I can't, and I kept the promise to Eleanor. I'm hoping other people help her, or maybe she goes to a doctor or something, or maybe she goes get medication. I don't know, but the reasoning was like, if she really is going through this, she is going to be bedridden very quickly because she's not going to know what's going on.
sure.
So that was my one thing.
She couldn't even remember about Gabe's week.
That was hard to watch.
That was hard to watch.
That was hard to watch.
She was like,
did you tell her?
Yeah. Yes, I told her.
I did too. That was hard.
It literally just happened, and she
So-
was like, "Oh my god!" And she was like, "I missed it." And then I got the text saying, "I'm sorry," and I was like, "Oh
God."
I was like,
rough. That was rough to watch. Dementia's a very soft spot for me. So watching that, it like that messed me up. So
yeah, trust me. Hey, Sam.
yeah. So but yeah. That whole thing with her was very nice. I like that she is so trustworthy because you're keeping her secret. Again, a little part of me wanted Eleanor to tell her, but
Yeah.
I understand that. I like that there wasn't a cop out. It was either you tell Riley and she stays, or you don't and she's gone. I like that there wasn't a cop out like, oh, she still know. Like, I like that there was a choice. Either she does not know she has dementia, which again is very sad, or Alzheimer's could be, which is super sad.
Yeah.
Or you don't tell her and she just leaves and doesn't know, which is crazy. Oh, that's so sad. She leaves and doesn't know that she's going through this. And then to round this chapter out, we have the Mac character, which I'll be honest, I didn't like at all. I think you're not supposed to, of course, but I very much do not like Mac. But you do have a choice to either calm him down or walk away at the end of this chapter when he's freaking out. You walk through his head saying like Typhon's gonna kill him, or he's freaked out thinking he's about to be offed. Something's gonna happen to him. He's told to not say they received a call. And he starts freaking out. And you can either calm him down or walk away. What did you do?
I calmed him down.
I calmed him down too. I
thought about it.
I felt sorry for him.
Same. As much as I hated him, which honestly I helped him at the beginning. I let him be with the girlfriend. I didn't say shit.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not help him at all. When he was like, "Hey, like, can you lie?" I was like, "No." I'm telling Riley as soon as she walks into the store. She walks in. I go, "Yeah, he punched Gabe," like immediately, and she's like, "We're done," and she walks away.
I felt bad because I beat the fuck out of him.
I love that. That's a good reason. Like, I mean, we beat the hell out of him. So that's almost like you paying it back. Like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Like, I really beat the hell out of you. I'll lie to your girlfriend for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I felt bad. I was like,
a little peek behind the curtains, Achievers. We actually talked prior to this spoiler cast, just talking about the game. You told me at that time you were thinking from Alex's perspective of being new to the town, which I did, which was very cool to me. You thought from the actual character's perspective, being like, well, I'm new. I don't really want to be the mean guy yet. So like, I'll just agree and I'll try to like be friends with everybody.
It's not my business to know what's going on with them. So I'm like, I'll let them figure it out. You know?
Yeah. I get it. We already talked about Charlotte's. By the way, I'm using Riot Bits. Don't know who these people are, but they have a really good jot down, and I can remember most things they didn't put down. We already talked about this. Oh, romance. Who did you romance, Alex?
I romanced Steph.
Ooh, yes, you did. Now,
Now, side note, for anybody who doesn't remember Steph, because I did not.
yes,
She's from Life is Strange Before the Storm.
we're gonna do an Easter egg hunt later on, but
Yeah, we'll talk more about it.
she is also in the first game as well.
I don't remember her in the first game.
so-
Well,
so
I guess
yeah-
I could because she was in the school still.
She was in the school and she was playing in the yard with her D&D stuff. She's like just sitting on the ground playing.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yes.
She has a little D&D thing. She has her little
She's
group.
the D&D chick.
She's the D&D chick. You play D&D with her and everything.
Wow, I didn't recognize her.
Very cool part of that first game was you play
Oh
a
my
quick thing of D&D
God.
and she asks you like, "What do you do now?" Oh, what?
Dude, I was into that game too.
Yeah. Yep.
Into that D&D game.
Yep.
Oh,
Now,
I had good choice then. Good choice. 'Cause
we're
I
not
had
going to go to the Rose just yet because I want to talk about
Yeah.
Chapter 3.
Oh god.
Chapter 3 might be one of my favorite Life is Strange things ever.
Yes.
That's very hard to say because episode 5 of the original Life is Strange is so special to me.
Mhm.
But chapter 3 is fantastic. I loved every moment of it. I love the pretend. I love that we're trying to get Ethan's mind off everything.
I've always wanted to be in a LARP.
I love me.
I almost
So-
had the option to, because my automotive teacher does LARPing. He goes LARPing, and he invited me once, but I just didn't get a chance to go. Oh, I should have gone.
So I was like, "Oh, we're going to LARP. We're all just going to pretend fight in a a pit." No, Steph
Dude.
brought this to level 20.
Dude,
So she
imagine
goes
that. That's how it is.
like a whole part of the city is like the game. I was like, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep. Yeah, people close down blocks and stuff for LARPing half
This
the
was
time,
so cool.
which is crazy. Yeah.
This was so cool. So, so many favorite parts. First off, I don't know if you did this, Alex. I didn't get any of the special power ups. I just fought everything, which is annoying. If I don't know if you
You're
know
talking about the little. You're talking about the little green cards, and it tells you like what you have, what you get. The little scrolls.
Sorry. I meant less literally. Like the troll dust. It'll make the troll fall asleep, so you don't have to fight him. There's
I got the snake
chime.
bell.
Yeah, the snake bell.
Yeah,
I didn't find that. I found all
I
of that
did.
after I killed everything. I was like, damn it, I could have used all this.
Yeah, no, I found.
They make
like
it.
two.
They make sure to make it very easy though, so it's not like it was hard.
Yeah.
I beat the hell out of everything, but because I had so many scrolls at the end, I was like using. I was using a scroll like every match. Like, oh, scroll of healing.
Same.
Okay, scroll of nimbleness. Like I was just tearing everything up. But
The dodge one, I didn't even worry about.
I didn't need to die. I didn't dodge.
Yeah.
I just doubled Thanor's attack every single time. Did
The
so much damage.
The best one is like, oh, I'll give you 4 gold to the ogre. All right, cool. Have a nice day.
So that I didn't have enough gold. I go. Hey, maybe we can bribe him. And I had
saved
a
it.
gold piece, and I go, "Is this enough?" And he goes, "1 gold piece." No, it was awesome. It was awesome. Ryan was a good sport. Ryan was a good sport.
Yeah.
And of course, we have the incredibly intense scene that you can have between you and Steph in her little shop.
Magpie Emporium.
And you can walk up and go and just straight up hit on her, and she just gets flustered. And I'm a sucker for this stuff. I was a sucker for the first game, and I'm a sucker for it in this game. These two loved entwined individuals. I'm over here melting over it. It's so cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I said to her, I gave the option. You give my hand in marriage.
Yep, because you can
You
read
just
her.
see
And you
Ethan
get
like.
I love that he's like, oh, this got real. I was like, Ethan, you are the best wingman. Oh my god, you're just killing it. And she was just slack-jawed, like she didn't know what to say. It's so cool. Such a fun character moment. And I love that Ryan is just changing outfits every time. The snake was the best one. He's like, Thanor is like, we should fight it. He's like, he's kind of just being a snake. Do we have to fight him? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, we'll fight him.
When we popped up and it was like, it's kind of cute, and Ethan was like, what?
Yeah, I said that too. He's like, no, we're fighting this thing. And then the crescendo at the end. First off, I'm skipping. Before we get to that, one of my favorite characters in this entire game, Ducky. I love this guy. I love this guy. He is so fun. He is so fun.
Yeah.
He's so weird.
Reginald McAllister the third.
Oh yeah. I think you nailed it. Actually, I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
But I love when you walk in and you just walk in. First off, body parts, and I was like, is Ethan about to freak out because there's pieces of people everywhere? And I was like, is he about to have like a flashback of Gabe getting yoinked by a boulder? He was cool with it. So
Speaking of that, revert back to that. We didn't talk about that. He got speared by a fucking rock and hit him in the face, and he went.
So when Alex passed that part, we had talked, and I told him like I wasn't supposed to, but I did chuckle a tiny bit when the rock comes out of nowhere and hits Gabe, and it kind of looks like a cartoon. Because like he gets hit in the chest, and you would just see his whole body just gets pushed back, and it was just very humorous looking. So when I see this happen, I go, "Oh my god!" Like again, it was like the like, "Oh shit!" Like because he just gets bodied by this giant boulder out of nowhere. I loved it,
dude.
It's so funny.
I wanted to make a meme of
it was unintentional, but it was funny.
I wanted to make a meme of Edge's face on that rock and make him be
Yes, Edge's theme plays. You see a rock, just yoink him. It'd be better if it was the rock's face, but it doesn't really make sense because it's not important. But Ducky, fantastic character. I love how strange and witty he is. His dedication to the craft, for lack of a better term, with him having so much fun doing all of this, saying he was like, yeah, I used to be in a play, and like he describes the play and says lines and stuff. And I'm pretty sure it's a real play. I don't know if it is, but he was like reciting lines. I'm like, this is so cool. He's such a fun character. But moving on to the ending, when you sync up with Ethan,
you pick up the sword. Yeah.
Ethan does.
Sorry, yeah. Ethan grabs the sword, and
then he starts
that was
freaking
a cool
out.
sword. Yeah.
He starts freaking out, and you like kind of like intertwine with him.
Put the jewels in there.
Yeah, that was cool. And then you see it like he does, and it turns into like an RPG. For real RPG, and it looks awesome. Like I'll tell you this. So my wife comes home in the middle of this fight. And she goes, oh, I thought you were playing Life is Strange. What is this? And I go, look a little closer. And she's like, is this still a game? I was like, yes. And this is awesome. I'm having so much fun. And I just tore up. Which one did you pick? I picked the
Kravis.
The Lord of the Underworld?
Yes.
I picked the other one. I picked Stormbringer, whatever guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was cool. Yeah. He had little lightning. What did your guys look like? Was he like zombie or something?
He had like, I think like firepower type of stuff.
Gotcha. Mine was lightning. So he was just like lightning everywhere and stuff. Really cool though. That's really all I have for chapter 8. I just loved everything about it. It's again, probably one of my most favorite, Jesus. One of my favorite Life is Strange chapters, probably. Or episode, whatever you. All right, we already talked about the roses, so I don't think we need to get into that.
Well, we talked. We didn't. Talked about it, but didn't talk about it.
You're right. Actually, you know what? I want to talk romance right now. Yeah. We didn't pick. There was 2 different choices of romance in the game. There's Ryan or there is Steph. If you're lame, you picked Ryan. Even if you're cool and have fun, you picked Steph. So congratulations. Joking aside, though. Ryan seemed boring. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that. Achievers, let us know in the comments. If you picked Ryan, give us a reason. I'm very curious. Me personally, nothing about me with Ryan struck me as made sense. Alex seems like a completely different person. They don't seem to jive at all. Whereas with Steph, it is immediate connection with interests, with music, with everything.
It's like, do I want to be with a park ranger or a rock star? I mean, really?
A rock star that does D&D and owns a music shop? Are you kidding me with this? This is like an indie rock band person's dream. Did you win the guessing game with the music?
Yes.
I did too. I tried way too hard. I
Dude,
sat there
same.
writing down. Okay, all right. So it
Same.
includes a symbol. All right, it's more than one word, so it has to be this one. Okay. So I sat there like, all right, there's no humans or animals on the cover, so that marks off this one, this one. All right. So this, and there was two
Dude,
possible ones at the end.
Mhm.
There was the fuckables, and then there was the I'm not gonna remember the other one, but I was like, you know what? It's got fuck in the name. I'm going with fuckables, and it was right. And I was like, yes, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I got it right as well.
Was it fuckables as well?
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't know if it randomized. So
No,
it's,
no, no.
it's probably
It was-
always the fuckables then.
Mhm.
Anything else with the romance? I mean, I honestly, this is gonna be wild, but I think this might be the best romance ever in the Life is Strange. I do enjoy Max and Chloe's relationship, although you don't have to make it romantic at all. You can keep them as friends, but I think this was managed more because
It's hard because I really like Chloe and Rachel's romance.
that's a good point. I did too. I enjoyed them a lot, actually.
Yeah,
I
I
think
really enjoyed them.
I think it just ends so sad. I think that's why I don't.
That's my thing. It's like it just ends so sad. That I'm
Tragically,
like,
my God. Every time I think about it, I forget.
dude, I teared up in Life is Strange 1,
Yeah.
like when we figured out, and then when you play Before the Storm,
Ugh.
and then you remember that that's what happened. I was like, oh my god.
The after credit scene. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
You just hear the photo. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was
that,
so
that
mad.
was rough. That was rough to watch because you know what's happening, and God, he just gets so dark out of nowhere. Like you don't think this game, especially with the first one. With this one, it doesn't really get that dark. It gets dark, but it doesn't get first game dark.
The first one.
The second one doesn't. I mean, I don't know. The second one gets dark in different ways, but the first game is pretty fucked.
We'll come back to this because at the end I want to rank them.
Oof. Okay, I like that. I like that.
So at the end I want to rank them. So
we'll wait for the rankings. That's very fun. That's very fun. So we'll move on from romance and go to the affidavit for Pike. I'm pretty sure I know what you picked. I said shove it up your ass, Pike.
Yeah, I said no.
I'm not signing a piece of paper by those fuckers. All right, you wanna come after me? Let's do this. I am not doing this though. So I took away his fear, so I didn't have because I didn't know that was I was literally gonna do whatever it took to not do that. Whether it be me having to like beat him up or something, I don't know. But I was like, I am not signing this piece of paper. I am not doing that. I have made it way too far to be like, I guess I'll sign it. No, I'm not signing this piece of paper.
Yep.
So that's pretty straightforward. You don't really get much of Pike. You just know that he's scared, and then you basically take it away. So he's not scared anymore, and then he sides with you. But so this chapter 4 ends with Jeb turning out to be the main bad guy.
Yeah, Jed. Like
you go to him, you explain everything that happened. He goes, you know what? I'm tired of keeping their secrets. Follow me. I'll show you where everything's held. You go to an abandoned mine shaft. He says it's down there. As soon as I hear that, I go, this motherfucker's about to kill me.
He's like, why are you so sad?
Oh, I was like, no. I was like, as soon as she said that, I went,
it's like your spidey senses tingled.
I don't know about you, Alex. I very much like Jed.
I did too.
I fell for a hook, line, and sinker.
Same.
I was Jed's friend. We were hanging out. I confided with him any chance I got. Like I loved his input on things. His little hero sideline thing like that he had was really cool. That he saved a bunch of miners. Although I did say to myself, they did kind of give it away, which it doesn't matter because the story is so good. I figured Jed's thing would tie to the explosion in some way, but I did not think Jed would turn out to be the villain. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, yeah, I get it.
They kept bringing it up, so I was like, okay, this is going to play into the story.
Yeah.
How, I don't know. And
Yeah,
I definitely didn't think,
it's
it's going to turn out to be Jed is behind almost all of this.
Yeah.
quote unquote all of this. He's not.
Yeah, it's crazy because like even at the beginning, like when you come down, Life is Strange is always good with like kind of like hinting at stuff, but like nonchalantly, like so no, like you have to be paying like attention.
You do.
Like when you walk down and you see Jed, like he's like facing the bar, the whole lighting, it's a red around him, so it's like the aura, or like so it looks like an aura which is red, meaning it's like, oh, there's something going on.
Something going on.
Why is it really red around him?
Yeah.
And I noticed that, and I was like, that's weird. Why is it really red? I don't remember the light being that bright. So then when you start sitting down and he hasn't turned around, and I'm like, she was like, oh, I saw, you know, I was like, oh, why are you watching? So as soon as he started saying more stuff and how he was acting, because by the way, the expressions in this game, awesome,
top notch.
Yeah.
That we didn't bring that up, but thank you for bringing this up, Alex. It's important to note because this is there's almost no action in this video game at all.
Mm-hmm. But the expressions and like how they talk and stuff,
the way,
like,
the mannerisms, the voice acting, the way they communicate, you can tell like how they're feeling by just kind of
like,
sitting
especially
there.
with Alex's expressions, like it's so.
I want to
cool.
bring up something. L.A. Noire. Do you remember this game, Alex?
I love that game, dude.
So L.A. Noire was very deliberate with their expressions, like oh, I wasn't there that night, and they just go like
they literally.
It's like, I think
all
he's
the
lying.
resources on those things.
But in this one, it's much more. Nuance isn't the word I want to use, but it's very mellowed, but you can still tell there's emotion behind all of the characters and how they're talking. Diana specifically has this kind of face on her, but it means something when she actually does show emotion, because you can see she's kind of breaking behind that weird corporate garbage she's doing.
Well, when he turned around and started talking to her, and she started explaining, like, I was like, oh, I know what's going on. You can see him like. He's like, oh shit, she knows. Like his expression, I was like, oh no, please don't tell me that he's behind, the bad guy.
When he points, it's like, yeah, it's down there. Why are you
Dude,
sad?
As soon as
the gun.
As soon as I don't see a cave and I don't see the entrance to the other one, and it looks like it's just a hole on the floor, I was like,
the moment he was like, it's down there, and I'm like, that's a mine shaft that probably goes down hundreds of feet. There's something shady here. So. First off, Jed, if you're gonna murder someone, practice shooting. Shooting. What the fuck is this?
Slid across her forehead,
and you gave her like a paper cut on her head, bro.
Dude, I'm surprised she didn't die from the fall. That was a big fall.
I'm not a doctor, but when she kept falling, I'm like,
she must have had a couple broken ribs,
right? Like, it doesn't make any sense that she's alive, but it's a video game. I'm not gonna harp on that. But
she had a lot of broken ribs, and then she fell again.
I thought when she fell, I was like, oh, this is how they'll explain she's alive. She fell a good distance, but she can reach the ladder, and she can just crawl out and be fine. And then it breaks, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, okay, she might be dead.
and then she finds out in the mine the truth, and then her dad was in there.
Whoa, that was very strange. Did you? I can already see some achievers probably having issues with how coincidental this was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they didn't really explain where the dad went or how they even got all in that same town.
So I don't know if you know this or saw this, but Gabe was looking for his father.
Yes.
And he found this town. So he was actually correct in looking in this town trying to find his father, but ended up staying. So that kind of made it a little better for me. I was very quickly like, really, out of all the places, he goes to this town and works here. But then later on, you read something. I think it's at the end of this chapter. You find out, like, when Gabe was searching for his dad, and I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense. He was looking for him. He got here, figured out, oh, wait, he's gone. This place is actually kind of cool, though. And maybe he met Charlotte, and then he was like, oh, well, I got to stay now. This place is really cool. Well, I did have a sister. Let's start looking for her, et cetera, et cetera.
You know what I'm thinking? That Jed knew the father, realized Gabe Chen is the son, and felt bad about it, so was like, here, hey, I'll give you a job and you can stay here with us, and you can live upstairs, and taking care of him. because he felt bad about what happened 12 years ago.
I don't hate the idea now. Maybe he saw some sort of familiar resemblance. He was using a fake name, if I remember correctly. I don't.
Who, Gabe?
No,
Or
his
John?
father.
No, John Chen. That's what he said to Jed. When
That
you
was
go
his
down,
name.
yeah. So when you go downstairs and you
I didn't know
go
if he
and
used
get
the fake name.
and you do the thing, you like doing the memories.
Yeah.
It says it's my name is John Chen, and it says it on that jacket, the
So
hell
he
diver
probably
jacket,
knew.
whatever.
So he probably
Yeah.
knew. He probably went like, I can't have this guy looking around. Hey, why don't you stay with me?
Yep.
And he was like, yeah, sure. So,
Yep.
all right. Chapter 5, very abstract. You spend most of the game in memories. I'll be honest, I don't have much to talk about with this. You just get more. You get more of a backstory about Alex and Gabe's relationship. You get a very sad tale with the mother that really hurt. That was really sad to watch. And then you see an even arguably sadder with their father giving up on his two children. He just goes, he's like, I can't do this, and he just leaves. And I was like, whew, this game is fucking rough, man.
It's hard because I mean that it happens.
It does. So, and I'm glad this game is showing us something that, I mean, of course happens. And again, it was very hard to watch, especially when you see him again. The acting in this is incredible. When you see him break, and he just goes, "Someone will come. I can't do this. This was not the plan." Like. When she died, I didn't think it would be this hard, and he just dips out. He's gone.
And she throws the necklace. He grabs it and then takes it with him, and then she finds it in the mine.
Oh, that was.
That's the memory that it was orating.
Crazy. That's cool. That was crazy though. And a sad way to die too, in a cave, drowning to death.
Now, this woman. The balls on her for walking all the way hurt to the bar. And she just walks in. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I wish she would have punched him. I wish she would have walked up to Jed and just went.
I would have liked that too, but she was like, I gotta make some points. I gotta make some points.
Yeah.
Now, I want to bring up very quickly, a couple people react, but they don't react very... no one really reacts well to you being bloodied and broken. The only one that really does it is like Steph. She goes like, "Holy shit!" Whereas everyone's like, "Oh, that looked like it hurt."
Yeah, it's like,
what's for lunch? Like they seem very casual about you.
Oh my god!
And then death's door in front of them.
And then Diane is like, "Oh, it was illegal going down there."
That's weird. Let's not get out of hand. That was illegal trespassing, so we shouldn't talk about it. And I'm like. Oh my god, this bitch is crazy. Again, I used to feel bad for her. Never again. Never again.
Oh god, no.
She can die now. I don't care. But this
She's
was
a corporate woman. I didn't like her to begin with.
Yeah. This is when the ball's in your court. Everyone sides with you. Who's gonna side with you? I had everyone. Ryan as well. Alex had about half the people. You had
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
I had two people.
Steph and Eleanor. Right?
I had Eleanor and Pike.
Got it. So you had Eleanor, Pike, and Steph.
But Steph wasn't. Steph, of
she
course,
kind of counts.
She left with me. But we'll get to the ending.
No, we'll get to the end. But I mean, like, who sided with you? Like, when you walk into the... Steph sides with you. So.
Pike and Eleanor, those three. That's it.
I had everyone.
I meant to get Ducky, but I missed him at the LARP.
So, not the LARP, Chapter 4.
The party.
I know you meant that.
The spring festival.
Very quickly. You did not experience this, Alex, so sorry. Slight spoilers. This is just going to be me and the Achievers for a while.
You're fine.
This is just going to be me and the Achievers for a while.
This is Spoilercast. Give it to me.
Achievers. Hey, what's up? So, this is for all the people who did not miss that fantastic Chapter 4 Ducky dance. So,
I went back and did it.
Oh, okay. That's good. So, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
Okay. So that Ducky dance, beautiful.
Tabs.
Beautiful. I teared up. I gotta admit it. I was crying a little bit when he goes like, thank you for taking the time to make an old man smile for a little while.
Yep.
And I was like, holy fuck. Like I was like, I was like, I'm
Yeah,
about to
you made
lose
time to a
it.
sad old man,
Me and
and
the
I was like, oh,
wife are watching this. I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to fucking break down. Like, this is incredibly sad, but also very happy that we got to like cheer him up because he was so sad. Of course, with the wife, he was with her for so long, and she passed away, and his daughter is estranged, which is also sad. They're not even in talking terms, it seems like, anymore. But you did get to experience a little bit with him, which was really nice, and I really liked his kind of character arc. Not really an arc, but I liked experiencing his story and helping him through that, which is in essence Alex Chen, I think, in this video game, where like you hear people's stories and you try to alleviate something. And I think Ducky is the perfect example of Alex's motivations in this game, which is hearing someone's story and trying to help them in some way. And that was such a fun little dance scene. You get to talk with him, have fun. He's so weird. I love him. Love that guy.
Oh yeah.
But let's go back to that ending. So, two choices at the end of this game. You're talking with Gabe at the rooftop, and you have two choices. He shows you this beautiful life that you can have at Haven, this community being rebuilt.
We missed a decision.
What am I missing?
In the bar, Jed, what did you decide to do with him? You condemned him, or did you forgive him?
So, thank you so much for reminding me of this, Alex. This was a very, 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 very hot topic on Twitter. And I read it completely different with some of my colleagues in the industry did. One, some of them were like, some of them took it very literally. So, of course, we have that huge conversation between you and Jed of just having it feels like time stops and it's just you and Jed. And you were talking.
I think what it looked like, I think she got full control of her powers and pretty much froze everything. And not froze my like
I know
like,
what you mean. His attention was on you.
Them,
You had his mind for as long as she wanted.
I think because she was like stop, and everybody was just like, I think everybody's emotions. Actually, I think she controlled everybody's emotions to make them stop.
Maybe, but that was intense because it is a face cam to face over. No, you see him, you see her, and it's you just talking again. Incredible writing. He
didn't say one word.
Nothing. He just lets you speak. He's refuted you this whole time. He says, you're lying. I didn't do any of this. Are you really going to believe her? She's crazy. She's obviously sad about Gabe.
Says, stop.
And then she goes, no. And then she just breaks this guy down. And at the very end of this, you have two choices. Forgive or condemn. What did you pick?
Forgave.
I forgave. Everyone on Twitter, excuse me, everyone I've talked to about this specific situation, picked condemn. Achievers, let me know what you picked below. I'm very curious because I want to know your interpretation of these two things. My interpretation and why I picked forgave was not necessarily a literal forgiveness, which is, again, a Kotaku, I believe, article. I'm pretty sure it was Kotaku. Apologies if I was incorrect on that. But he said, she's not that nice. Basically, his point was, she's not going to forgive him for murdering his guy. Taking it very literally. I did not take this literally. I took this as a almost metaphorical forgiveness. That's not the right word I want to use here, but essentially it's sitting there.
Forgiving him hurts him more than condemning him, because condemning him in a way makes us turn as bad as he does.
So condemning, in my opinion, is I need to watch her speech with condemn. I didn't watch it, and I should have done that before this. I apologize to Shivers. But the way the apology works, I feel like, is you have centered your life around a false event that you have lied about for 10 plus years. I am moving past this. I have forgiven.
I'm moving on.
You are screwed. You cannot leave this. You have been surrounded by a lie, and the only reason you are who you are today is because of a lie. And I am going to leave this and be someone else versus you who has stayed the same and has tried to live in this false life, false identity that Sir Jed has basically brought upon himself. That is how I took it. Again, I did not take it as a literal, like, I forgive you. It's okay that you murdered six people, basically killed Gabe, tried to murder me. Like, that's not how I read it at all. I didn't think she's like, I'm really, like, I also took it in a way, and I want your opinion on this, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like we are slinked in some way in this. So, like, I feel like she is in his head and is literally kind of like linked in seeing like the way he has processed all this.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell a little bit of him does
regret.
Yes. He
Yes.
breaks down in front of you on his knees.
Yeah. The more you speak to him and the more she says like what it's like this is how you're feeling because I know how you're feeling, and he hasn't realized it. Once she says it, it clicks. He realizes it. Oh, and starts regretting, and when you forgive him, he breaks. He starts breaking
completely
down because he realizes
falls apart. Like he
realizes that he is a piece of shit.
He realized all of this was fucked. Everything he's done. He's lost everything now. Yeah, everything. His son's not going to believe him anymore. His whole thing he's made here in this bar is not. He's never going to see any of this again. And he's like a blip in history now. He's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it was an incredible moment again. With first off, that I was sunken into the scene. I was jaw dropped watching this talk back and forth, and then when it happens, I like sat for a second, like, condemn, should I? And I was like, no, forgive. I forgive this. It is over. This is done. Like this was almost a forgiveness of what happened with Gabe. Like Gabe, I've been stuck on Gabe this entire time. I have closure now. I am moving on. You're not going to be able to because you still have to live with yourself with all the shit you've done, and also you're going to jail for the rest of your life. Yeah. So that's how I took it, basically. But Alex, let's talk these endings.
Yes.
Let's talk these endings. So, 2 endings.
Yes. I think there's actually 3.
Sorry. Well, there's technically more than those endings.
Yes.
But really, there's 2 decisions to end the video game with. Technically, there's multiple endings because you can have different romances, or you can not romance anybody.
So, okay. You know, the two main choices.
2 main choices at the end. You either stay in Haven, or you seek adventure. Alex, I seeked adventure. What did you do?
Seek adventure.
You seeked adventure. Okay.
Yes, I did not stay. I do not want to be here anymore.
So you took
because me forgiving Jed is me moving on. Me moving on is leaving this place.
Me too. So that as well, and also I got very deep here. I'll be honest, I got very deep. I was like, one of the reasons I started. This is super deep. Sorry, Achievers. One of the reasons we started this podcast, at least for me, I guess I'm speaking for myself here, but I didn't want to be 80 years old and go, what if? What if I did this? What if I did a passion that I had? What if I didn't do this? That is one of my greatest fears, I think, in life, is going and saying, what if? I'd never want to say that in my partying hours. And I also didn't want that for Alex. And I think I was kind of projecting a little, but I didn't want Alex to go, what if I tried? What if I tried? What if I tried to do my music? Because now they know if it all fucks up, we tried it. We fucked up, but we tried. I did not want Alex
so you can just come back
to that. Yeah, she can come back. Haven's going to be there. They did very much try to sway us, by the way. Look at all this beautiful stuff that you're going to create. You can create this giant community, or you can leave.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I did want to bring up, it seemed very final. We're going to come back, right? So, like, we're going to visit, so I was like,
Yeah.
we're not gonna be gone forever, but we are gonna like have fun with our music and stuff. But and partly was the reason was Steph wanted to leave. Steph
If it was
said
me,
Steph said
if it was me,
she
I'd never come back.
really because of
Mhm.
just what happened, like everything bad happened.
Well, that and there's nothing keeping me there anymore. I mean, yeah, there's cool friends there and things like that, but you can make friends everywhere. There's not like a family member. There's not some like a loved one. Like for me, it's like Steph is leaving. She's not staying, so she will only stay.
She said she would stay
stayed.
for you.
But I mean, I
didn't want to do that to her either, though. She says like, "I'll stay if you want to." I'm like,
no,
you wanted to go. We should not. If you want to go,
like,
we should go do this.
I want to go. Let's just go.
Let's just fucking go. So you seemed much more final with your decision. I was kind of like of two minds. I was like, we're gonna go, but this isn't good. This isn't goodbye forever. This is, hey, I'm gonna see you later. It might be a long time, might be a couple years, might be 2 years.
Yeah,
we're gonna see Ethan again. We're gonna have a D&D. We're gonna play LARP again. We're gonna come back. Maybe it doesn't work out, or maybe it does work out, and we come back here for summers or something. Who knows? I think way too deep about stuff. But my reasoning was, I didn't want Alex or Steph to ask what if later on in their life. So that was my primary goal. Like we and I sat on that screen for a while. I don't know how fast it was for you, Alex, but I sat there for probably 5 minutes.
I wasn't that long. I literally was maybe.
Alex is like, fuck this place. Everything that's happened to me is terrible. I got here, my brother died, and like, I got accused of like being involved.
Let's see, the first minute was me. It was like, oh, I know. I was like, I'm leaving because of this, and this. I'm moving on, all that stuff. The next, it was because it took me 2 minutes. The next 30 seconds was like, maybe I should stay. It's kind of fun being here, and we could stay and have all the stuff.
Yeah. And
then the last 30 seconds was like, but based on my decisions that I've made, nobody really likes me, so why should I stay anyway? So I'm leaving.
That's a good point, Alex. Now, I had much more of a base to stay with.
Yeah.
You had Ducky, no one.
So Ducky didn't trust me.
Yeah.
Mac is fine. Riley's not there. Eleanor likes me, and Pike likes me. Ethan maybe likes me. Charlotte hates me. I don't like her anyway.
Yeah.
And then and Ryan.
Ryan, kind of.
No, Ryan doesn't like me.
That's right. Ryan doesn't like you because he did not trust you.
Ryan didn't trust me at the end, which I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I assume that has something to do with some choice you made at some point. Or maybe there's an invisible counter. Or maybe it's like you have to have a certain number of people believe you or something. But he believed me.
Maybe.
As soon as I walked up to him, I was like, Ryan's not going to believe me. And she goes like, you believe me, right?
He didn't believe me. I couldn't get him to believe. Like,
yeah. Chapter 4. If you did the chapter 4 thing, he would have said
no. Yeah. It's like Ryan didn't do it. And even Steph was like, dude, what the fuck? And that's what I was like. He didn't even so like I left and he didn't even show up.
Yeah, that's sad. Everyone showed up for me. The whole town did. So that was kind of nice to get that nice goodbye with Steph and everyone. So that was really cool. And yeah, if you do the Seek Adventure ending, you walk out, you hear a cheering crowd. Steph texts you, "Fuck 'em up, babe," and you walk out and you fucking do a killer song.
In front of a bunch of people.
Fade to black.
And it's fun and it's cool because they show past pictures and they've gone to like a bunch of places.
Oh, did they? I didn't see this.
There's a bunch. There's a I don't remember where. I want to say it was either on the guitar or maybe it was after maybe in the credits. But there was a couple pictures and it was showing all three. It was both of them and there was 3 pictures and it was like together and they had like I think they had different places. Like I think they did go to Berlin and then they like went to other places.
That's cool.
So they actually did travel.
Are you finished talking about the ending, Alex?
I mean, that's my choice. That's what I picked.
Yeah. I don't have much else to say about the ending. It was beautiful. I love that me and Steph are gonna go have a great life together. Very similar to a certain ending in Life is Strange 1 if you picked it. Almost the exact same. Very interesting theming there. But if you are by yourself at the end and you pick Stay in Haven, Steph does leave, but she gives you the record store. If you seek adventure by yourself, it's the exact same thing. It's except you don't get a text from your significant other. If you romanced Ryan or Steph, you
Yeah.
just don't get that text. That's the only difference if you go to seek adventure. And then if you stay, you see like in the flash forward scene, if you stay in Haven, you see, your significant other like partying and stuff. It did almost sway me because I feel like that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to sway you into staying. Like, oh, look at all this beautiful stuff. Like, look how pretty it is. Isn't it great? You should stay. And I go, this game's very, very clearly trying to set up me staying. And I go, I want to go. I think we should leave.
Yeah, no, I left.
Yeah, but that was the endings. And, of course, add a significant other, and that makes the ending a slightly different. But yeah, that is our Spoilercast talk. I do want to quickly jump into some Easter eggs. Let's do an Easter egg hunt really quick.
I was gonna say we got a couple of stuff we still need to talk about.
We do. We're not done yet. So there is a Wolf Brothers jumper. Of course, this is a callback to Life is Strange 2. They are called the Wolf Pack, and that's how they're kind of described throughout the game. You can get a literal Wolf Pack sweatshirt in this game, so it's very nice. You do see blue butterfly lights, very, very, very similar to Life is Strange 1's butterflies to signify the butterfly effect. You see them throughout the flower shop. In the corner, there is some. Yeah, there's 3 of them. So very nice. You see a Firewalk poster in the record store. If you remember Firewalk, that is the kind of rock star place that you go to in Before the Storm. And that's where Chloe
and Rachel?
Chloe meets Rachel. Thank you. I was like, not Max. So yeah, that's where they meet. That was very cool. That's not important. And you see Hot Dog Man throughout the game. Of course, Hot Dog Man, you can have a shirt from it, or you see a little sticker on a street lamp, and that's just a regular occurring man throughout the games. Hot Dog Man. Not many Easter eggs. That's all I could find. Honestly, I couldn't find. I'm actually gonna see if I can find some more for you achievers, but that's basically it. Let's do a wrap up, and I'll shout out any other ones that I find. Alex,
I got two questions.
Oh, okay. I was gonna go to the ranks, but let's do your questions first.
So, or the ranks was the one question. The second question, out of each protagonist from all the Life is Strange, because this one's different versus games versus character. Which one's your favorite character? Max, Chloe, I guess with the brother?
They're brothers, yeah.
Or Alex. Which one's your favorite?
My favorite protagonist?
Yeah, so Alex, or excuse me.
So you mean Max in Life is Strange 1.
Chloe, Before the Storm.
Yeah.
The brother in
I can't remember his
2.
name.
I forget his name. I'm just saying the brother. Or Alex. Those 4. Who's your favorite?
God, you ask hard questions, Alex.
I have it down to 2 people.
I mean, it's easy for me.
Okay.
To knock off 2, obviously.
Yep,
I don't even remember his name. So clearly, it did not leave that much of an impact. The question is, do I like Max or Chloe more?
That's your final 2?
No.
Oh, okay.
Alex is for sure in the top 2. It's the question is, who do I like more, Chloe or Max? I'm gonna say I like Chloe more.
I was gonna say I like Chloe more.
So
I do like Max, but it's not. But her power doesn't give her the upreach. It's I like Chloe's personality more.
Thank you. I was talking specifically characters. Obviously, Max has a very interesting fucking power. She rewinds time, so it's she's very strong. But I don't factor that in. I want the character. I don't.
Yeah, I want the. Yeah, I like Chloe, and it's between me. It's between Chloe and Alex. It's a hard one, isn't it? Think of it as a Telltale game or this game. If one is about to die, who do you save?
Yes. Achievers, I'm sorry for the dead air. It's just this is a very hard question. I think I
Comment down
Yeah,
below.
yeah. Same with you, Achiever.
And why?
Who is the
I
protagonist
like
that
to
you?
know why they're your favorite, because I love all people's opinions. I'm gonna mine. I'm gonna give you mine. I'm gonna say I like Alex
I'm gonna say
more
Alex too.
because I kind of resembled in a way, because new to a new town and not knowing anybody, and
Yeah.
having like it kind of like I kind of felt that. Like I love Chloe. I love like the punk and stuff like
It's
that. But like
I'm saying like when it's close, I'm talking like I think the only reason I like Alex a tiny bit more is just because the story was a bit better.
to me, it's just because I can resemble a little bit more on Alex's
Yeah.
side, and not just because we have the same name. But yeah, I like Alex more. Alex is my favorite character out of all Life is Strange.
Alex, now the question is, what is your ranking for the Life is Strange games? I am going to lead
Okay.
True Colors 1, Before the Storm 2.
Okay. Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
wild that I said this is my favorite Life is Strange, but like I think it is. I think it is. Achievers, hold me to this. Ask me in a few months if I feel the same way. I hope it's not the sometimes the recency, because it's so recent, you think you like it more. But like this was just such a fun time. Chapter 3, I can't overstate on how good that chapter was. How fun that was.
You know what's crazy? True Colors is not my favorite. Even though the character is
No,
the character, the
Yeah.
game
No, I
in
get
a
it.
whole
Yeah.
it's between 1 and Before the Storm.
No, I get it. I get it. Trust me.
And it's hard to decide. But I think in the game as a whole, I'm gonna say the first one, the
First
OG.
one's still your favorite. I respect
The
that,
OG.
man. I respect it. Again,
It's
I need to do
now it's really hard because with Before, it's almost Before the Storm. It's almost Before the Storm.
Achievers, you're gonna hold us to this. There is a remaster collection coming out soon, and I've already pre-ordered this as part of the Ultimate Edition. We are going to play through all Life is Strange games, and we will come back with our findings, and we'll do Spoilercast for each, because it sounds fun as fuck. So hold us to that.
I might, if I can handle it, I might stream it.
Oh, Alex might stream.
I might.
Twitch.tv/Easy Achievers.
Maybe live. Maybe I was thinking about like bringing out an episode every couple days.
Yeah, you might. I mean, hey, what's nice is they're short games and they're divvied up by chapters too. So
I could. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Each episode could be a chapter.
very quickly.
No, actually, no. That'd be way too many. Too many hours. One chapter's like 4 hours.
That's true. This is 2 hours.
But yeah.
Alex, that's the game. I want final thoughts. This is kind of a review discussion as well. So if you have anything you want to end on, or if there's a specific story beat that we didn't cover yet, or you want to talk about more, hit me with it. If not, we're gonna bid farewell to the Achievers.
Tell us your rankings.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Comments. Again, we're always in the comments. Don't know if you all look in the comments, but if you check any other video and there's a comment there, we have addressed it or talked to that person. It's so fun.
If there's something that you can sway me from picking which one's my rankings, I want to see.
Yeah. But yeah, with that being said, remember, there's a bunch of different ways you can support us. Literally pennies a day. You go over to patreon.com. You can give us $1 every month. That just helps us keep everything on, mics, lights, everything like that. So that's basically, dogs fed. I haven't said that in a long time. I'm surprised you remember that. Keeps the mics on, lights on, and Alex's dog's fed. Wow, I really haven't said that in a long time. But sorry, you fucked me up with that. Because it's almost like a good memory. I haven't said it so long. I should bring it back because it's so fun to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, remember patreon.com. You can PM us. That's how you get direct access to the show. Remember, we're making this for you, with you. This is something that we make together. So if you have a
Who knows,
question,
might
a
be
comment,
by you.
a concern, it might be by you. A question, comment, concern, thought, and or idea. That's how you PM us on patreon.com/EasyAchievers. Just ask us a question, a comment, a concern. You have something, an issue, we'll bring it up on the next show. We'll talk about it, and we'll either have a solution or we'll give you an answer to that question. Same thing with the YouTube comments, although we don't necessarily cover that in the shows. We do still talk to you. Same thing with Twitter. If you have a question or if you just want to show us something, twitter.com @EasyAchievers or @EVM9000 or @CravySubskater, as always. That's really it. Remember, you can support the show free without spending any money via algorithms. 5-star us on any audio subscription service that you're using, or YouTube has a comment section. That also helps us out. Subscribing, of course, helps us even more, and even more subscribing and then hitting the little notification bell helps us even more. That's all algorithm stuff. That's free stuff that you can click and never, ever do anything else. But if you do that every now and then, that helps us out tremendously. Alex, that's all I have for the Achievers today, and that's all I have for you. Is there anything else you want to tell them?
Go Chief.
Go on, Chief. And Life is Strange is really good. Stevie, like go play them. They're making a show too, I think.
Are they really?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. The wife told me about this. Yeah. They're making a TV show. They have Shawn Mendes making the song, which I was like, what?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
saw this? Yeah. Achievers.
Yeah.
There's a show. I jokingly said, like, this thing's gonna be on the CW, isn't it? Because it's like a perfect CW show, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a perfect show. We're rambling. Thank you so much for making it this far into the Spoilercast. Go Chief.